Hey there, how there, hello there, Chef Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Asg Golf video when 8 men are going for one title, and that's a chance to go to the year-end Tournament of Champions at Augusta. If you take second, no big deal, you go to a runner-up tournament. A wildcard tournament that could be negated if you win a subsequent tournament. We have 4 good matchups on tap. We have Dave Hill versus JC Sneed, Gibby Gilbert versus Tom Weiskopf, Greg Norman, Chris Perry, and Marco Miro, Dave Stockton. So we've had some good matchups, to say the least. What's even creepy is that, well, Marco Miro played that 11 extra hole, that 29 hole match against Ian Baker Finch on Tuesday. He's still alive. Himself, Sneed, and Weiskopf have taken second place in a tournament, which means that they're in the wildcard tournament as is. So 3 of the 8 guys may turn their second places into a first place. We haven't had that happen in any of the other leagues yet. So anyway, we are keeping our eyeballs on Dave Hill versus JC Sneed because of the fact that we did mark, well, Omira Stockton, but because Omira was yesterday, TV coverage, we're going to keep it going. Any matches after Hill Sneed finish that are still on is in bonus coverage. So let's tee off. Here's Dave Hill, start of the 70s. Whoa, that wind really pushed it. Sneed. Nice shot by Sneed at Royal Portrush. Hill's going to need a pitch shot, and he's going to be close. He is within 4 yards. Sneed, how close is he? I think he's okay. Hill makes the shot. He needed to. Sneed will lose it. On to 2 at Royal St. Anne's. Past those 2 bunkers, much. No win today, Mink. JC Sneed and good. Good shot up there. Hill. Well, that was not a good shot. He missed it. Second time he did that. And he business. Wow, JC Sneed fumbles it and Hill makes it. Right, it's real true push stamp. Hill. Up there. Nice. Ow, Sneed may have lost the plot. Sneed? Ooh, right left. I have to pitch it up. That doesn't sound good at all. For the hole. Yep, I think he's safe. On the 4 at North Berwick. Hill. Ooh. Sneed? He's on the green. Half the hole and he fails again. His putting is faltered at the worst possible time. On to 5 in Portugal. Hill. Up there. About 5 yards. Sneed. Good shot for Hill and cuts it close. Hill for the hole. Not this time. -6 in Australia, Kingston Heat. Up and over. Perfectly. Sneed. And here. Birdie. Nope, off by 3. Hill for the hole. God, my gosh, he missed. On to 7 at Malalali. In Hawaii, can't get on the green. That's what usually happens. That will happen. Over everything and Sneed. And that's the clear. For par. No! Sneed plays. Okay, back to the app. I did the American postage stamp at Pebble Beach. Okay. No. There. Birdie. Nice shot. And he won't. So Snead's down to 1 on the 9 at Cypress Point.
All right.
And clear the water. Hill. He can. He's like, no. Hockey puck. What did you say? Hockey puck. For Boke. So nuts. Well, that's we'll get to blank space of all the courses anyway. On the 10. Wow. That's the first time I think someone's hit that bunker. And he doesn't. For the hole. Oof. Well, and the first shot and 11 from Kemper. Looking good. Speed. Looks good. You have to chill. For birdie. 12 feet away. Shot for par. 26. See for the hook. Alright, on to Yale. You gotta get past. You gotta get to the person. Now, you kinda did. Hill? The bird. For 4. For the hole. Nice and try. Oh, the try. And the 13 back result. That pin position is just tempting. You know the old rule, you're not allowed to change yardage unless you need to. So Hill's gonna be okay. He's drive. No. We need to do that. On to wing clip. Up it over and no. Speed. Bunker. And Hill does that. Speed. For par. Off by 3. Hill for the hole. Ah! No chance to go by 3. On the main sling straights. Up it over and well, between last. See? You didn't get the between last. So loud because it is 80 feet. Like, no way I'm gonna make it. Apart. Nice par for Hill. He needed that because cut that down to Kiowa. Up it over. Oops. Speed. Just stay dry. You will. And he'll put that subject down the wall. Here he goes. Broke. Nice bogey putt. That's a big putt because he's a putt. Where'd he miss this? He would have been down by only 1. And a bogey putt by Hill. Because now that means Snead has to win 17 and 18. Hill. Stay dry. Oh. Snead needs to stay dry. You guys. Oh, and he almost aced it too. Well, we're gonna go get golden bell for the 18th. It's a multi-hole lead, so now it's on to 18. I'm golden bell. JC, stay dry. He will drag. Rob one putt. Hill. Whoa. He's in the pine straw. Nice punch shot. That's going to be a decent shot. Snead's going to lag first. Hill needs his putt. Got it! You can't believe it. What a putt by Dave Hill. His clutch putting works, and Dave Hill survives by 1 hole. Dave Hill survives. What a job. Dave Hill's clutch putting to start with actually helped him out. And now, because everyone else is still playing, you get the bonus coverage. Weiskopf is up by 2. Gibby Gilbert needs to win 17 and 18. Did he? Oh, we'll do that. Weiskopf. Nice shot. Oh, we'll do that. Quick shot just makes it close. Gibby really needs to make this in. He won't get it in. Weiskopf. Taps it in, and Tom Weiskopf is going to the semifinals. Weiskopf will face Dave Hill. It would have been crazy to see Steve versus Weiskopf because those two guys have been runners up. So it could have been like one of those runner-up guys trying to take their second and the first for sure to the final. But Weiskopf, well, he should be heavily favored. Chris Perry, Greg Norman. Greg up by a stroke with 3 holes left. Perry can't reach. Norman, just stay dry. That's what he does. That's what Norman does. He knows he's had to stay dry because that puts Chris Perry in a bad spot. You're the real Chris Perry. Greg Norman, good shot, and that's gonna be a long ass putt. Good hole. 1 by 7. Perry. Misses. I think Norman's okay. Perry, and we're gonna take a 2-up lead. And Dave Stockton up by 2 with 4 to play. O'Meara needs a miracle. Dude had to go through 11 extra holes against Ian Baker Finch. He's like, I gotta try. 4 holes left. Is it in? Is it in? No. Apart. Way off. For the hole. No, down. Norman knows what he's gonna do on 17 and 18. Norman, nice shot, drop back. That's not drop back at all. Chris Perry. You need to drop it. He's off by a foot. Norman for the match. Oh, he didn't need to do that, but he did. So the Great White Shark takes down Chris Perry a little too easily. So Greg Norman's in. Where's O'Meara? We're going to have a stacked Final Four, if you will. Both very good golfers. Dave Hill can hold his own. O'Meara's going to end up having to get some help. For the hole. No. And Dave Stockton just needs something. Up Marco Mira. And that's, well, that'll ice it. Marco Mira cannot get into the semifinals. The good news for Mark is that his second place means he will still go in the wildcard tournament, no matter what he does this year. Stop that. Tap and Jake Stockton. So 3 of the 4 matches actually ended on 17. 1 ended on 18. And that was the TV match. Dave Hill, well, his clutch putting to start the first 6 holes, JC Snead had no clutch putting at all. He did cut it to 1, and then Hill had a few ups. But yeah, JC Snead was all squared through 1, failed, and then Dave Hill didn't let his foot off the pedal. Gilbert and Weiskopf. Gilbert won a few holes. Yeah, they were all tied 14, 15, 16, but Weiskopf won 17. So Tom Weiskopf's in. Greg Norman. Well, Perry did okay on the back 9, but the front 9, Greg Norman had him. And Dave Stockton had a good front 9, tying O'Meara for the 7 holes. So That's a pretty good final four. Dave Hill, Tom Weiskopf, Greg Norman, Dave Stockton. I think Stockton's from the 70s, isn't he? Oh, well, let's see. Stockton has not won a tournament. Stockton has not won a tournament. Dave Hill is from the 70s. He has not won a tournament. Tom Weiskopf's won a few, I think, right? Yep. Weiskopf's won two, and Dave and Greg Norman's won two. Yeah. So Norman's won two from the 90s, two Weiskopf 70s. Hills and Stockton has yet to put up numbers. Okay. I know a lot of you will probably say, well, traditionally, how good are they? Well, let's take a look. No. Dave Hill, the golfer, who died September 2011, brother of Mike Hill, won 13 times on the PGA Tour, winning three in 1969, and was part of the Ryder Cup team 69, 73, and 77. It was known as the Don Rickles of the golf tour. He broke his putter on national TV and got suspended for 2 months. 66 Thunderbird Classic. He actually signed his second round scorecard with a 108. Shots on the 18th. That doesn't make sense. He'll play in September. His best finish at major was second at the U.S. Open in 1970. And he won 6 tournaments on the senior tour. He had a lot of controversies and all that. He criticized uh, Hazeltine. Yeah, he says what he thought of Hazeltine. He says, I'm still looking for it. It's 80 acres, a corn, and a few cows. Had to be extensively redesigned before the 91 U.S. Open happened. Well, he took fifth at the Masters in 1970, third at the PGA in 74, and the British Open in 1873. Of course, Peter Thompson. Kind of friend Jaden knows for JCC. I did not know that. He won 4 Danny Thomas Memphis Classics 67, 69, 70, 73. Good for him. I wonder who won the 1970 U.S. Open. Tony Jacklin. Tony Jacklin, eh? Okay, let's see. Well, that's Dave Hill for you. Now, Tom Weiskopf's turn, who died in 2022. 16 PGA Tours, 4-time runner-up at the Masters without taking a... Well, he won the 73 British Open at Royal Troon. Yeah, 69, 72, 74, and 75. He was second at the Masters and second in 1976 at the U.S. Open. The PGA was third in 1975. He had 2 Canadian Opens in 73 and 75. He qualified to be on the 77 Ryder Cup team, like 73 and 75, but he wanted to go hunting. He had a good swing and all that. Yeah, 2 Canadian Opens, nice. He worked for the CBS from 85 to 95. Ice Golf had a renovation of Torrey Pines and True, Arizona. He had pancreatic cancer, all that. Yeah, 2 Canadian Opens. against Forrest Belser and Jack Nicklaus in a playoff. Good for him. But 3 Kemper Opens. And won the major in the Open in 1973, the British Open. And 4 Masters runner-up finishes. That's kind of awkward. Greg Norman, I think he's had some great tournaments on the way. He won 2 majors, the 86 and 93 British Opens. Good for him. Yeah, part of Live Golf. Boo. Fucking guy. He won. Yeah. He was runner up at the Masters in 86, 87, and 96. Of course, 86, he did have that 54 shot, hole lead before Jack Nicklaus put up that job in the back nine. 87, he was in the playoff with Seve and Larry Mize. We all know about Mize's trip. In 96, he lost to Nick Faldo because of Norman's meltdown after the 54 UGA Championship 86 and 93. He took second, US Open 84 and 95. So, yeah. Yeah, he had what they call the Shark Slam or whatever it is. The Saturday Slam, sorry. Because he had the lead in all 4 majors and all that. Fortunately for him, he actually did win the British Open. That was at Tombury. He won by 5 strokes and all that. He was tied with Nicklaus. Norman actually missed a par putt on 18 that would have sent a playoff. Norman did make 4 mistakes, 14, 15, 16, something. At Shinnecock, he led by 54, but he only had 75 as Ray Floyd took that care. The 86 British Open, he was 2 strokes behind Bob Tway. Yeah. He had a great legacy, and then he had to do Live Golf. Like, he had an expiration of a contract. Unfortunately, though, he had 20 PGA Tour wins, including 2 Canadian Opens in 1984 against Jack Nicklaus and 92 against Bruce Litsky. So he won 2 Canadian Opens, Australian winners of all time, 2 British Opens, and who's the 4th? I forget. Dave Stockton. Okay. Dave Stockton, 10 PGA Tour wins, won 2 Opens. He won the two PGAs in 70 and 76. Wow. So he's from the 70s too. He played the final round of the PGA with Arnold Palmer and beat Palmer by 2 strokes. And Dave Stockton needed that putt on the PGA turn 76. He needed that last putt, or else he would have been in tie with Ray Floyd in non-January. And he was the non-playing captain of the 91 Ryder Cup. Yeah, and he helped Mickelson with his putting. Good for him. So he had 10. Did he win a Canadian Open? No, he won 2 PGA championships, but yeah, so nicely done. So that's your final 4. Hill versus Weiskopf, Norman versus Stockton. So these all are 70s except for Norman, who's a 90s guy. So I think the 70s might win. Who knows? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.